Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and it has been 2 weeks since our last update on our urban worm bag with African Nightcrawlers in it. So it looked like it was a little bit chilly last time. Not much I could do about it in my basement this time of year. I don't really have any way to heat it up. I did think about throwing a heating pad on top, but I was worried about kind of ruining the plastic. I mean, it heats up to 80 some degrees very quickly. And also it's just not the best way to do it because I also have some swings upward and swings downward. As you can tell, I'm probably sweating a little bit right now. It's a little bit humid down here. It's a little hot. It's in the 70s, mid 70s up here in my basement compared to the 60s it was before. So hopefully the bin has heated up, or this bag system. Hopefully the worms are doing a little bit better, and we'll see how they are. If I can't find any worms, I'm not going to add any more this time, but next time I probably will if we can't. Last time we only found 2 or 3 worms. We didn't find a whole lot out of the kind of large handful that I added. But let's dig around, let's take a look, and let's see how the system is doing. As I said, I really want this to be a cardboard system, so I'm trying not to add food, but I might need to add something if it's still a little bit too chilly in there to just kind of heat it up a little bit. I know some people have said baked potato or potato that's cooked, rice, and I'm sure there's a few other things like coffee grounds also that would work. But I'm really trying to make this a food-only system, or a cardboard-only system instead of food because I've got so much cardboard in my basement. But we'll see how it looks. And unfortunately, I don't have any of those things to add right now, really. I don't go through a lot of coffee as much as I used to, and I don't have... There's never leftovers with potatoes or rice in my house. They're gone the second that they are made. So with that, let's take a look at the bag and see how it's doing. All right, here's our urban worm bag. This is the version 1.0, so there's only one zipper. And just as a reminder, it's been 15 days since our last update. So first off, no moisture on the lid. That's not necessarily a bad sign. I do have this cardboard box in here. Let's just flip this over, take a look. I'm not seeing any, I'm seeing a little bit of mold in there, or where some of the stains were from probably the pizza crust, or from the oils. Nothing going on in here. No moisture really up here either. I'm just going to go ahead and put this off to the side. And we're going to do the first thing we're going to do is we're going to test the temperature in here. And it looks like it's still a little chilly at 68, 69 degrees. And for those that like Celsius, it is 20.5. So it's a little chilly in here for the worms. So with that, let's dig in and see what we can find. And if anything, maybe I'll just make a little extra rice one time and just go ahead and add it in here and see what that'll do. Maybe add a little bit of heat, but if we do that, I'm probably going to add some more worms because I don't want to have nothing in here when they come calling. So let's just see what we can find, if we find anything in here. Unfortunately, this is one of the problems with African Nightcrawlers. For those that are in cooler climates, they're really hard to keep unless you have a very good temperature controlled area. So let's just, not seeing any so far. Over there. Oh, found our first one here. Oh, found first 2. So there we go. We found some. Actually, let me zoom in here just a little bit more. Oops, there we go. So we found our first 2 here. Here's our first one that we found, and there was one right over here as well. Oop, digging away. So there are some in here. They are surviving. So I've got 2 right here on my glove. So they're making it, but it's probably fairly hard. Here's a third one. This one doesn't look nearly as healthy. They probably do need some heat in here. And maybe a little bit of moisture. It looks like this is kind of drying out a little bit. But they're probably desperate for some more heat. So maybe I will throw the heating mat on top and try that out. So right now, oh, here's another one over here to the side. Oop, jumped off. So here's another one right here on this top side. So they're definitely looking probably for heat and where they can get away. And they might be looking for a little bit of moisture. It looks like they're down here in the cocoa coir. So here's another one right here. So we've already found a few, which is a good sign. Oh, here's another one. There we go. So they're definitely looking for some heat, probably, and some moisture. Just see if we see anything else in here. Can't say I do. And this isn't normal to kind of tear up your system constantly. Normally I would just continually add stuff to the system. And that's really what you should be doing if you're doing this. I know the lighting might not be the best over here in this corner, but not finding anything over there. Here's, oh, actually, hold on. There's one over here. So, I got me back up a little bit here. I just realized you can't maybe see what I'm doing. All right, I'm over here in this corner. And there's one right there. There's another one that just disappeared into the material over here. Oh, here it is. So we are getting a couple of them out of here. So they're still in here. There's another one right here. Looks like they might need some moisture. I do have some moisture that I can add to the system. I'm not, of course, not adding any cardboard or anything like that right now, but I do have some of my standard water and BTI mix that we can add. And this stuff, let me just check the water temperature right here. This stuff is about the same temperature at about 68, 69 degrees. So it's not really warm, but it's not cold either. I mean, it's stored on my basement floor, so it's whatever the floor temperature is probably. I'm just going to go ahead and add some of this in there so we get a little bit more moisture in there. I'm not too worried about it leaking through. I do have a bucket underneath, or a bin, that'll catch any moisture that leaks through the system. So just try to add some more moisture in here for them. See if we can get these worms going. Now, this is a pretty quick update that we're doing here. I'm not adding anything. I'm not adding any worms. As I said, I'm debating back and forth on the heat lamp. We are supposed to, or the heat mat. We are supposed to get some cooler temperatures in here. It might be nice to have some heat radiating down from the top on them. As I said, I'm not too worried about moisture leaking through. But you know what? I think I will add that heat mat to the top. I just really would like to have these worms thrive. I'm just going to throw a heat mat on top. I'll be right back as soon as I grab it. Actually, let me close this up first, because it's not going to go inside the bin. It's going to go outside the bin on top of the bag, and we'll let the heat just sort of radiate down through the top. So we're going to go ahead and close this up. And the reason why I don't like leaving this open is because that would allow bugs to get in, and I don't want to let any bugs in the system. So I'm going to throw the heat mat on top here. Be right back. All right, I'm back here. And this is our heating mat that I'm going to throw on top here. I'm going to have to figure out where to plug this in. I think I can get around the side over here, but this is just a small, as you can see right here, 10 by 20 heating mat. It's just going to add a little bit of heat. Most of it's going to be added to the room, unfortunately. But, you know, as I said, I don't really want to open this up and put it underneath here. This is supposed to be good for, like, you know, plants and things like that and germinating seeds. So this would be fine to get, like, a little bit wet. But, again, I don't really want to do that because there is electricity running in here. And I don't want to have it in there where I could, you know, all of a sudden cause an issue. So we're going to leave it on top. We're going to let it heat up. This could heat up to probably about between 75 to 80 degrees. And hopefully that heat will kind of radiate down into the top of this system and help warm it up a little bit. After a couple days, maybe we'll come back and check and see how it's doing. But that's my plan for now, to try to get some heat in here so we can get these worms activated a little bit instead of adding rice or potato or coffee for that matter. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to turn this way to reach the plug though. But that's what I think we're going to do for now, and we'll come back in maybe like 5 days and see how things are going, see how the temperature is in here. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below.